The Unbroken, Part 2. After Chidinma was fired, she sat quietly, feeling the weight of everything that had happened, her phone in her hand, and as if by fate, she remembered a man who used to visit her office, a barrister. He had always been kind to her, not for any ulterior motive, but because of his genuine nature. He was one of the few people in her life who had never treated her with any suspicion or made her feel uncomfortable. She quickly dialed his number. After a few rings, he picked up. "Chidinma, I came to the office today and they told me you left. What happened?" he asked, concerned listening his voice. She hesitated, unsure of how to explain, but she knew she needed someone to talk to. I left because my boss said he could no longer pay me," she replied, choosing to keep her former employer's name intact, despite the truth that was hard to swallow. The barrister's tone turned serious. "That does not make sense. I know how wealthy he is. Your salary shouldn't be an issue at all." He paused, then continued. "Something does not add up. Come to my office tomorrow. We need to talk." "Okay, sir," Chidinma said and ended the call. The next day, Chidinma walked into the barrister's office. The moment she sat down, he looked at her with a mix of disbelief and sympathy. "Tell me everything. I mean everything, Chidinma. What really happened?" She felt the weight of the lies she had been forced to carry, but she refused to tarnish the image of her former boss. She simply nodded. "Nothing happened. He said he could not pay me anymore. That is why he let me go." The barrister, clearly confused, shook his head. No, that is not possible. I know for a fact he has more than enough, and I also know he has been saying things about you behind your back. He told me that the reason he fired you was because you don't know anything, that all you are interested in is men. He said you have no skills. Can you believe that?" Chidinma's heart sank as his words hit her like a blow. She could not believe it. She had worked tirelessly, always striving to prove her worth, and yet this man, the pastor, had belittled her so easily. The truth, in all its raw cruelty, began to settle in. Chidinma sat in front of the barrister, her heart heavy with the weight of everything she had just revealed. The pain, the shame, the torment, she had kept it all bottled up inside. But now, finally, someone knew the truth. She had opened up completely, explaining how the pastor, her former boss, had asked her out and how he had tormented her when she refused. She spoke of the way he, alongside his friend, the other pastor, had made her life unbearable in the office, stripping her of her dignity and eventually firing her. The barrister listened intently, never for once doubting her. He had heard similar tales before from another young lady he had once employed. This young woman had worked for the barrister because the pastor, Chidinma's former boss, had not been the one paying her directly. The barrister was the one who signed her checks. The pastor, realizing he had no control over her employment, had not dared to treat the other lady the way he treated Chidinma. The barrister's anger was palpable. Why would he do this to young women trying to make a future for themselves? He asked, more to himself than to Chidinma. He was furious on her behalf, but there was no time to waste on anger. "Don't worry, Chidinma. I will get you a new job. I will make sure of it," he said. He handed a sum of money to ease her immediate needs. "Go, rest and get yourself together. I will call you in a few days," he said with a reassuring smile. True to his word, a few days later, the barrister called. "I've got an interview lined up for you," he said, his voice professional. "Get ready. It is in a few days' time." Chidinma felt a wave of relief. Finally, things were looking up, but there was a clause. "There's one thing you need to know," the barrister continued. "If they ask you why you left your last job, don't tell them the truth. Tell them your former boss relocated to Dubai. Do you understand?" Chidinma's heart sank at the suggestions. She had never been one to lie. She had been raised with strong values, taught to speak the truth at all times, no matter the consequences. Lying felt wrong, especially about something so personal. "But sir, he's not a small man. People know him. What if they ask for details?" it will look like I'm lying, she said. The barrister's response was firm, almost commanding. Don't worry about that. I know the people interviewing you. They don't know your former boss and he won't be mentioned again. Just tell them what I have told you. Chidinma's mind raced. She was caught in a difficult position. The truth was painful and revealing it might ruin any chances she had at a new job. But lying was against everything she stood for. She hesitated for a moment, but the weight of her situation was too much. She was desperate for a chance, for something to hold on to. She needed this job. Would she do it? Is this moving from frying pan to fire? Hold on for the continuation. The Unbroken Part 2 is a tale with Charity. Stay tuned.